Thomas Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Come
Is up, Jabronis? JJ back here with the crew, talking a little U.S. Open. Got Snyder, Kurt, and yes, sun's out, guns out. Travis, Mangone. Travis, you know how to get me in a good mood, and when the shoulders are out, immediately puts me in a good mood. Now, Kurt's shoulders are kind of out, but they're not as out as Mangone's are. So, Mangone, I know that you come 2 weeks off the Vic Hovland pick. You were live again on Sunday for a bit, right? So I do like the confidence that we have coming into this event. What's going through your head right now?
Yeah, I just play by the rules, and I was told if you wear a tank top, you get to go first. So we're here. It was traps and shoulders today, so we did get that in, so that was good as well. But pumped to be here. It's a major week, right? I mean, who does not like a major? Should be a lot of fun. U.S. Open's a great event. I'm excited for it. So already got some of my content up. We'll be kind of buttoning up the cores as we kind of get off this show, like 30 minutes after two, just finalizing everything. I know Snyder's finalizing his stuff as well. He's got the soldiers out. So RPS is dialed in. The premium show is at 3 p.m. We're going to round it out here by doing the free show, giving you guys some bets. And I've definitely been close. You know, I had the Hovland pick, and then that hit. Then I had the Fleetwood one. And I feel pretty good about my two bets this week. I think I'll have a couple guys that'll have us live in the mix for sure.
Love it. And Mangone, you even got the raspy voice. So it looks like you're dealing with something on the side as well. Look at you. It doesn't even address it, just right through it. Things you love to see. Kurt, tank top number 2. What's going on with you? How was last week? What are you looking forward to for this week?
I got slaughtered last week. A couple of weeks I've done bad in Classic. I've been able to make up for it with a spike day and showdown. Didn't get that last week, so that was kind of hurtful. Not a good week last week, but hey, you know what? I'd rather get that out of my system now and get back at it when contests are elevated for this big major. U.S. Open, let's get to it. I think it's going to be a very fun course. I think it's going to kind of play a little unlike most of the recent U.S. Open. I think there's going to be lower scores than what we imagine. I think the winning score can be around 15 to 16 under. That's my hot take.
Wow. And Snyder taking a page out of Brooke Koepka's book, actually polishing himself off for a major here. On the other show, Snyder sometimes wears a tank top, sometimes just wears a blank tee. But for a major, look at us. We got the matching blue with the new polo. You just show up to the majors, Mitch. What's going through your head right now in prep for the tournament?
Yeah, we're just getting ready to roll here, getting everything finalized. Going to start building some teams here after the show and whatnot. Excited for this event, though. This is my favorite tournament of the year. I like to see some of these guys get humbled, and I think it's going to play. I think it's going to play tough. I think we're going to see a winning score somewhere around -4 to -7. There's some stuff as I'll get into here in a little bit. I've got quite the course breakdown here since we haven't seen this course yet, so it could be a long one with some quite a few tidbits in there and information and little squalms in there and such.
Love it. And I guess without further ado, just before we get to you, Snyder, let's just give a quick shout to the chat. Feels like Rom this week, boys. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see Scotty as the fave coming in. I'll let you guys talk more through that. But Kev, what's up? Maddie, Riley, DM, Otter. Hope everybody's well. Feel free to drop comments in the chat, whether it's questions or even if you just want to say hello. Being a quiet stranger does us no favors, and it also gives you no shout-outs. So feel free to drop comments below. We'll definitely give you a shout. What's up, Lair? Uncle T's not here because he's actually moved up the ranks. He's ascending. We're all just kind of staying on our same platform. He's actually so much higher than us. He can actually piss on us from where he is currently in the golf rankings. So no, kudos to Uncle T. He's gonna be doing a show later tonight as well. But Snyder, let's get to the course preview. Your Soldiers, another slam dunk, may I say. Bit biased on my end, sure, but another slam dunk with the Soldiers, and looking forward to this preview. So fire away.
Yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting our 12th top 10 there on the Soldiers. We had another Soldier getting in top 10 last week, so hopefully we can ride that through here. But we're at the best event of the year, like I say, with a Sternness test of golf here, the U.S. Open. We're here at LACC, Los Angeles Country Club, for the first time here. We got a big boy track here where 80% of the field is basically dead on arrival to actually win this event. The par 70 is going to play at 7,423 yards. unique setup here. 3 par 5s, 5 par 3s, 10 par 4s there to round it out. These green complexes are also unique as they have some fingers and some knobs on it where they can kind of tuck some pins away. There's been a lot of talk about the wide fairways here, but in reality, the landing areas needed to be hit here, and the shot shapes needed to hit those landing areas are fairly tight here. You need to hit some of these areas 15 to 20 yards. You have to hit the actual spot. And many of the fairways are going to have runoff areas into the bunkers, rough, and barracanas there. Gil Hans said the most effective defense to modern-day golf is firmness in both the fairways and the greens, and it looks like it's going to be playing very firm leading into the first tee-off tomorrow. These greens are going to be a mixture of, some of them are going to be bigger, deeper greens, and then on some holes, we're going to see some pretty small greens as well. So the majority of them are going to be running back to front too, meaning you don't want to be above these holes putting downhill very fast. You want to be underneath the hole there. These bent grass greens are going to be rolling at around 13 to 14 on the step meter. The Bermuda rough here will be playing at around 4 inches in length. And balls tend to sit down and sink into this type of grass. It's very hard to gain any spin or elevate out of this grass. I've seen a few pros this week already saying they'd rather play out a 6-inch regular rough than this 4-inch Bermuda rough, which is unique to California for sure. I would compare these greens to like Augusta or Memorial with how fast and firm they're going to play. Common runoff areas as well. The par 3s, there's going to be 3 of them playing over 200 yards. One will play at right around 280 yards as well, but there will be a 40-foot downhill drop-off there, but it's still going to play really long. The par 4s here are going to be there's going to be some long ones here. 16's the longest at 542 yards versus the shorter potential drivable number 6 is going to play at 330. I think it's right around 280 to the front of the green. I think we're going to see a few guys take this green on, but there's definitely trouble lurking if you miss on that tee shot. 15 through 18 will be a fun finish here. You could easily lose the event or miss cut down the stretch on Friday. 15's a par 3. It's going to play as short as 75 to 80 yards a couple days. 1 to 2 days a week, I think it'll play that short. And then 16 through 18 are all very long par 4s. It's going to be anywhere from 500 to 542 yards down the stretch here. Hole 13 might even play the toughest, I think. It even has a 75-yard fairway, but if you don't hit that 25-yard landing area on the left side, you're going to roll all the way down the right side of the fairway into a blind shot, thick rough, into an elevated green protected by some deep bunkers. The greenside bunkers here are going to play as true hazards as well. With the landing areas on the sides of the bunkers, they're going to be a super long, thick fescue, which is going to be absolutely horrible. You're going to have to try and punch it out. Some of these bunkers are even going to start up to 50 yards before the green. In some, we're going to see a wide variety of holes here, both long and short, plenty of elevation changes, both uphill and downhill, multiple dog legs here. The keys to success here at LACC, you must be a big game hunter, total driving, long iron play, proximity 175 to 225 on many approach shots, bogey avoidance, scrambling with around the green play figured in, and then putting with an emphasis on bent grass slash Augusta National type greens.
Wow. I mean,
What the fuck just happened?
that was like, I don't even know. Like, I think Snyder should start entering himself into like hold your breath competitions. I mean, that was just like one after another. He went hole by hole. He basically covered like everything. Like if you needed to sum this up in like 3 minutes and needed every kind of piece of angle you need in a brief clip notes, I mean, that was it. That was the performance of the year, Snyder. Great stuff. Mangone, you look like you're ready to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I finished and cleaned up twice. I mean, during that performance. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
You definitely, Douglas, you gotta clip that one and post it on Twitter, I think, tonight. That was just
It's gonna need 3 posts.
no. If you have a check mark now, you can post up to 2 hours of video, Douglas. So
I don't have a check mark.
I got a check mark. Snyder's got one. We got Run Pure Bets has one. So if you cut it up, I'll put it on the Run Pure Bets.
All right. Yeah, that was fantastic. Snyder, great work all right. I knew when I saw the blue on blue, I knew when it was a major, we were just going to get a better version. What's up, Richie? Obviously, Leia, we already, Otter, Kev, K. Reed, Kev saying caddies are saying 10 over under with the par. I'm asking you, Mitch, on how you feel on that -7, strong or not. Obviously, the caddies look like they're saying around -10 might be the median. What's up, Chris? Jason, always here. Love Jason. Riley, Yeezy. So thanks everybody for hanging out. And again, great work there, Snyder. So let's talk a little DFS. What's up, Jacob? I think that Mangone, we'll of course start with you because you are in the tank. So for DFS wise this week, high side, low side, who do we like in the streets? Oh no, he's muted kind of.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, brother.
He doesn't even show like he's muted.
You think I'm done?
Right.
No, I'm retired.
You know what it is? You know what it is, guys? Every once in a while you get an opportunity to like be the guy. And it's like Mangone got that opportunity and here we are. You know what I mean? It's like, here we are. Hopefully he'll figure that out. But Kurt, I'll kick it over to you. Tank top number 2 for now. Who do you like in the DFS streets?
I'm giving 2 because I can't give Scotty, but I will be playing. I'm playing like 70% Scotty this week. And then I'm going Snyder's boy, Colin Morikawa, long iron player. I think it's the second shot course. I like the greens will be really fast. I think it kind of helps him out more. So Colin Morikawa will be the second guy up top. Damn.
Now, who do you like at the bottom, Kurt, for DFS this week?
Who did I have? Whoopsies.
Middle bottom.
I put Russell Henley, 7,100. The guy's been playing really well, only coming in about 10-ish%. But I'm not really playing the ownership game as much this week. I'm just kind of looking at cumulative ownership for my lineup. I'm not really going to fade guys that are higher in range. So Russell Henley, 7,100, elite long iron player. The putter's getting better. He's in good form. Give me Russell Henley, 7,100, 10% projection.
Good stuff. And Mangone's probably he'll come back. He'll reset his mic. He'll come back a better version of himself. You know, kind of like maybe hopping off stage, putting a little HGH needle in the ass and pop him right back in. Maybe he'll come back a little more vascular for us, you know? Snyder, on your end, DFS, who do we like at the top? Who do we like at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm taking some stands up top this week. With a major, generally, a lot of people just like to play. Like, there's 22 guys priced 8K and up. You're going to see so many people play like 15 to 16 of those guys at like 15% owned, all of them. I'm only going to play 7 guys in the top 8K and above. I'm definitely going to be anchoring a lot of my teams with my guy, BK. Big Dick Brooks is back. He's a major hunter. I was on him at the Masters. I was on him at the PGA. He should have won both of those events. He won the PGA, should have won the Masters, and he's coming for his 3rd U.S. Open this week as well. This could be his 6th major. He's won, 5 majors now, which is equal to Rahm, Rory, DJ, and JT combined since Brooks won his first one. So that's pretty wild stat there. So I'm definitely on my guy, BK up top. I'll play a couple more guys up there. I got those all listed on the playbook and such. A value I like going down into the 7K range. I'm going to play a lot of these guys in the 7K range. I'm going to go with let's go with Adam Scott for this show. The putter's return for him. He's gained 5 strokes putting in 3 of his last 4 events. He's been great off the tee all season long. He's finished inside the top 10 in 3 of his last 4 events. He's got plenty of history playing these tougher setups here. This is going to be a 16th U.S. Open, so I like Adam Scott's form coming in and the U.S. Open pedigree he has as well. So I think he's a solid 7K range play.
Good stuff. And Richie before that was like a real version on Will Ferrell, old school. Love it. Jacob, obviously easy timeout. Yeah, we could have put Mangone in timeout, but you know what it is? Mangone shows up in a tank top. It's hard to give that dude a timeout. JD, look here, Mangone, you get a little shout from JD. We know what he's here for. Jason Morikawa placing his ball. So it's interesting that it looks like the back narrative around Morikawa, and I wouldn't even call it a narrative. Snyder, before I get to Mangone's DFS takes, you're a huge knob slob of Morikawa. How much are you looking into that back stuff with him?
I'm not looking into it much. I mean, it was a back spasm. It's like the first time he's ever had that come up. It's just like a precautionary deal he says he's going to do. But the good thing is that it keeps dropping his ownership. I think we're going to see him right around 7%. I'm going to have around 20% of him, so I'll probably be 3x the field there, which is enough. He's definitely one of the guys I'm playing up there. So I still like Morikawa. I just think it's good to drop the ownership. He's finished top 5 in the last 2 U.S. Opens. He's got a good history here at the LACC. He won the Walker Cup here, it was 4-0 in his Walker Cup matches here he's played a lot of golf here throughout college and lives nearby. So I like Morikawa still.
Fair enough. Mangone, I'll switch my hat. You notice I switched my hat for your segment, so we're in tune. DFS wise, what do you like this week?
Perfect. Sorry for the technical difficulties. My computer froze and I couldn't do anything. And I was already on mute. So we were in trouble. And I knew I wasn't winning MVP of the show anyways after that Snyder course breakdown. So who cares? Sometimes you just gotta, move on, but that's okay. So my picks this week. So DFS wise, obviously it's a great week to get these studs in, right? Like it's a major. I want to have those guys, right? I'm not trying to take a bunch of clowns. One guy at the top I'm definitely going to be loading up on is Xander Schauffele. His just floor ceiling combination it's too good to pass up in this spot. So I feel like, yes, he's going to have some ownership up top, but there's enough guys up top that I'm going to fade. People are playing Rory McIlroy. I will be fading Rory McIlroy this week. So give me Xander Schauffele. He's a guy up top that I definitely like. My value play is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be Russell Henley. He's one of those golfers that he just seems like if you look at his last 24 rounds, and I don't have the stats in front of me because I had him in front and then I had to restart my computer. Now I'm on a different computer. But the last 24 rounds are really, really nice from him. Also, it just doesn't seem like he's bleeding strokes anywhere. And those are the kind of golfers I'm looking for to win this event. I'm looking for a complete golfer. There's sometimes golfers that maybe they're losing strokes off the tee, maybe on approach. I want a complete golfer this week. Russell Henley is a really good value of the guys down below. And
the soldier.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, you got a little jerk session between you and Snyder there. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, Uncle.
Mangone, we'll keep it with you here for your outright. Who do you like as far as the markets go, and who has some good value, and who ultimately you think wins this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, at these events, listen, you could say there's a guy at 151 with value, but I'm just not doing it, right? I want to live with some of these top guys. Furthest down on the board I'm probably going to go is that 60-1 range. I want to have a really quality golfer when kind of making some bets here. The guy that I'm going with first is Xander Schauffele, who I just talked about. He's 18-1 at most books. Maybe you could shop around and get a 20 somewhere, but really like Xander Schauffele. I think this is the major that he finally hits. He's definitely been live at past majors. And one thing that's really nice about Xander Schauffele, I'll say this, if that dude's in the mix come Sunday, he always just is lights out every single Sunday. So you don't have to worry that much about that as well. I feel like Xander Schauffele is my guy this week for sure. He's my favorite golfer to ride out here at the top end range. So 18-1, Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a Xander guy. So him and Vic, I feel like we're usually arm in arm there. I do always like the two of them. Injured narratives are great to get a sleeper level one guy. Fact is, I don't think they pre-form. If you haven't used them before, it didn't hurt you and played the risk. Yeah, I mean, not a bad point there, Kev. And again, as Snyder was saying, with the injuries, it's probably going to pull some of his ownership. But again, it would kind of be unfortunate. You play a decent amount of Morikawa, who we're speaking about, and yeah, he backs out of the tournament like on Friday or something. Yeah, that would probably be pain for a lot of people. Snyder, I'll kick it to you for your outright. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. If I was going to bet like a Brooks or something, which I do like, I think there's a lot of merit into waiting because he has an afternoon tee time on Thursday, and if we see someone go out early Friday and shoot 2 or 3 under, I think his odds are gonna come down. I think you could probably get Brooks at like 15-1 live before he tees off, even on Thursday. If someone goes low tomorrow, so I'm gonna wait for that. But someone with some good odds here is Cameron Smith. I like him. The best number I found is at DraftKings right now at 30-1. I think he's a guy, just like Morikawa, he's up there too in the 30s. If those guys are in contention on Sunday, it's an easy hedge out there and an easy for sure profit there. So, but yeah, I like.
You can't get me, bro. You can't. You can never get me ever. Ever, JJ. You will never be able to get. It's been like 5 shows. No, it's been like 5 months since you've tried. You cannot get me.
I feel like we got you for a second or two there, though. We got you.
No, you didn't. I saw it as soon as it moved. My peripherals are godlike.
But no, I like the pick. I also am a Cam Smith. It feels like Cam Smith always has good value in the market. You know, obviously it would help if you actually banged one of these home. Kurt, we're gonna get a double whammy from you, an outright and a long shot. So I know that the consensus has been major like this, top heavy, likely no value, deep down the board. So no need to go crazy. But obviously, who do you like to win the tournament? And then who do you like that's maybe got some value in that 50-1 maybe area?
I wanted to have a guy up here to break his kind of break the streak, the major streaks. And we go Patrick Cantlay, 16-1. Mangone's butt buddy, Xander and Cantlay. So 61 Patrick Cantlay. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, it's not going to be electric. It's kind of just going to be slight cuts. And the next thing he's in contention on Sunday, and maybe someone slips up and he gets it. He's been in position many, many times before. So Patrick Cantlay, 16-1 for my long shot. Not going too far down the board, going for someone who I hope to God just realizes how to play golf again. Justin Thomas, 50-1 on DraftKings. Yeah, I'm going to keep betting him at these long odds. Maybe he realizes how to golf again. Maybe not, but it's 50-1, and I can bet a unit on that and be able to sleep at night.
That does feel so crazy. And as I see Ricky Fowler,
he's been so bad. He's broken. He is completely broken. But at 50-1, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. We talk on value all the time. It would feel like in terms of his upside alone, there's a ton of value there. But again, if he's that far out of form and there's mental issues, that he's dealing with in terms of that lack of form, and obviously it all plays into the narrative. JD making a comment on how X has never won a major. I actually did not even know that. I figured he would have already had one bagged up. So that's interesting. Look at you, JD, the expert troll coming in bringing some heat for a change. Keep up the good work there, JD. You might win MVP of this show. Snyder, your long shot. What do you like?
I'm going to go with a guy who can battle very tough conditions. Got one of the best short games in the PGA Tour. Patrick Reed. I like him at 90-1. I think those are good odds. If he's anywhere near the lead on Sunday or tied for the lead or something, he's an easy hedge out there and profit. But I really like Reed's been playing really well over the majors. He was top 20 at the PGA. He was right there in contention at the Masters. So I like Patrick Reed at the big number of 90-1.
Cool, good stuff. And Kev likes Rahm at 12-1, and Tom Kim 133-1. I mean, it feels like Tom Kim's probably drawn dead. I'll let you guys speak more to that, but
he's in that 80%.
But I mean, his approach game is so bad.
But hey, look, 133-1 is still 133-1. Mangone, on your end, who do we like as a long shot?
Yeah, one thing I want to call out that with Kurt's bet with the Patrick Cantlay, I was just scrolling through matchups and I noticed Brooks Koepka's going against Cantlay, and that tells me the books understand people are just going to bet Koepka, right? So that gives a lot of respect to Patrick Cantlay this week. So if you like Cantlay, that's something I noticed when looking at the sports books. I thought that was really interesting. But my long shot is going to be at 55-1 on FanDuel. He's 45-1 on DK. So again, price shopping is very important. It's Hideki Matsuyama. I saw Snyder's got him in one of his cores. He's in my FanDuel core over here at One Pure Sports, and I think it's a really, really good spot for Hideki. I understand. He hasn't won in a while. He's had his issues, but it seems like he's starting around in the form. I think this is the time to get on the bus, ride the Hideki train. I think he's going to be in contention this weekend. So give me Hideki Matsuyama at 55-1.
Yeah, you look at some of these odds and some of these names down the board. It's just interesting. I will say, and Silvar mentions Bryson at 40-1. Wasn't he like in a recent major? Wasn't he like over 100-1 to win it? Like, so like, is the price gauge here just because he's performed well here in the past? Like, or did he recently find form that I'm unaware of? Because 40-1 seems like a big jump from where he was in one of the most recent majors.
He's found some form, but it is a pretty big jump. Like you could take 40-1 Bryson or 45-1 Justin Thomas. Like, I think I'm just taking the Justin Thomas, like, or I take a Hideki, right? Like, there are definitely some good guys down the board here that you can get exposure to.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's move over to T20s, and Mangone will stick with you for this segment. Are you looking to kind of stay with some of the guys you've already mentioned today, or do you have somebody else that you think makes a lot of sense for value in that T20 neighborhood?
Yeah, we're going to stay with someone I mentioned, Uncle. It's been good to us, so let's continue. Russell Henley, plus 280. Listen, I talked about liking him as a DFS value. Also in DFS, dude doesn't have to win the event for me. If he wins, great, but, he could easily finish in the top 20, and it's good for me there as a value, and I think it's just a strong spot for him to be towards the top of the leaderboard. Again, I think a big boy wins this event. Top 20, though, I think there's a lot of value at plus 280. You're going to see some really high prices on some of these other golfers that are really good, but I think there's value at the plus 280 for Russell Henley.
Good stuff. Snyder, T20 from you. What are we liking this week?
I'm going to go with Justin Rose here. He enters with some really good form here. 9th at the PGA, 12th at the Schwab, and then 8th last week. Going back to the Masters, he was 16th as well. That's 5 straight top 25s for Rose. He's played in many of these U.S. Opens too. I think, it's 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago he won this event too. So I like Justin Rose plus 165, the top 20 this week.
What do you guys think? I know Kev just mentioned Dylan Wu, top 20. Any crazy takes there?
I like it. I like Dylan with this week in DFS. So,
I like it.
A little bit of him.
Yeah, I like it more in DFS, like and stuff like that. I definitely think he can finish high, but obviously I don't think he's winning the event or anything.
And Straka too. I feel like he was in decent form quite a while back. Now maybe not as much. Is he one of the guys in the lower part of the board that maybe could be an argument that finds some contention on Sunday, or is he like just a ridiculous long shot?
I mean, I like Straka as a value again, but like I just in these events, I just don't bet on these super long shot guys. I will say if you are betting on these long shots, you better be looking Sunday to hedge. Like I think that's a very big important thing to do. If you're sitting on some really good 100-to-1 ticket, there's definitely some good hedging opportunity that you could take advantage of.
It's a good point. It's a good point. And the T20, obviously, they don't need to win, but even just the nerves of that day, being T20, if you're close enough to the front, these guys can definitely be pissing down their leg in a crucial spot. Kurt, on your end, T20, what do we like?
Man, I love the price on Patrick Reed, top 20. It's plus 230 on FanDuel. I love him in majors. Around the green is going to be so key here. Yes, the approach numbers are meh, but the greens are big, and I think he can do enough to just grind his way to a top 20. Plus 230 for Patty, the not-so-baddie Reed.
Harris English, 450, 4.5 to 1 to T20. I haven't been obviously following his form specifically, but he must be way out of form too, right? For him to have these type of odds, because when he's clicking, it seems like he's usually like a top 30 golfer, but clearly it must not be at his current form. Anyone? Bueller?
What's that?
Harris English?
Round the green probably good for Harry's a good round the green player, right, Snyder? So that's a pretty.
Yeah, he's been good the last couple of years at these U.S. Opens as well. I'm just pulling this card up right now to see. He was third in 2021 and fourth in 2020 at the U.S. Open. So 2 top 5s, and he's kind of rounding in the form there. He was 12th at the Charles Schwab and third at the Wells Fargo as well. And then he did all right in that team competition as well.
Yeah,
So, go ahead, Mango.
I think Harris English is around the bottom of the leaderboard. Stats are looking great. So if you think he's going to be around the bottom of the leaderboard like me, fade him.
Abyss is so. How do you hedge coming to Sunday with a 70 to 1 live ticket? That's complicated, right? Because it really depends on a lot of factors. Who else is at the top with him? How many options do you have? Because the worst thing you want to do is what they kind of call Polish middle, where you bet every golfer except the one that ends up actually winning the tournament. I think that it really depends. It's easier said than done. But let's say if there's 5 live golfers that have better than 10 to 1 odds, or better than 20 to 1 odds coming into Sunday, in theory, you could hedge yourself out a bit there. But it's like anything else, right? You make bets because they have value. You don't want to, you want to be trying to wrap up profit if you can, but at the same time, you can't go crazy down that rabbit hole. But seriously, I'd love to sit here and tell you there's a one size fits all answer for that, Abyssus, but it's truly not, because it really depends who's around them come Sunday as far as how you do it. And then you try to apply #math to what could make sense. And then you go from there. But, if you're a Run Pure Sports member, and you're dealing with that situation on Sunday, you could easily come into the golf chat on our end, in the betting end, or go into the golf chat in DFS end. One of us will definitely happily respond to you in terms of what makes the most sense. But it is also, financially, being risk averse. I mean, there's a lot of different factors there. So I wish I could tell you it's one size fits all, but the truth is it's really not. But again, if you're a member, feel free to poke us Sunday morning if you're in that situation. We're happy to help. Kurt, we'll stick with you for matchups last but not least. Is there a matchup specifically you kind of looking for this week, or somebody you're looking to heavily fade or target?
Yeah, I like Hideki plus 105 over Tony Finau. Hideki plus 105 on. I think that was on FanDuel where I took that. I just don't trust Tony off the PGA at all.
Major and Finau. I can't mind that at all. I know that he got over that hump in some type of way early last year or late last year, whatever it was. But
he's 3-time winner on tour.
Major?
No, sir. That's why I'm betting against him.
Tony Open.
So yeah, interesting stuff there. But no, I like that. I like that. Assuming Hideki's going to be decent. Nick Taylor to miss the cut. cut. I like it. Yeah, got some of the hot takes poking in the chat. Love to see it. Coop, Cam Smith, T20, our boy. Good stuff. So Snyder, over to you for a matchup. Who do we like this week?
I'm going to go with the alpha here, Brooks Koepka versus the not so much of alpha in Patrick Bad Clothes Cantlay there. BK is -110 over Cantlay. Cantley's never finished better than 14th in the U.S. Open, and Brooks is looking for his third gold medal here in the trophy there. So I really like Brooks there at -110 versus Cantlay. He's got elite form rolling in. Cantlay, not the best form. He was 30th last week, 21st at the Wells Fargo. BK he's ready to roll here. He looks he's got that swagger going in the press conferences, making some jokes. I think he's ready to roll this week.
I always expect you to be heavy on Brooks Koepka. So
what do you love more than Brooks Koepka?
Morikawa.
It's got to be Morikawa.
No way. No way.
I was a Brooks guy before Morikawa came on tour.
You definitely love Brooks more than Morikawa for sure.
I got his autograph up there.
But my question is, non-friends and family, who do you love more than Brooks Koepka?
Oh, I don't know.
No one. He's going to win again this week.
Mangone, on your end, matchup-wise, what do we like?
Yeah, I was struggling when it came to the matchups a little bit. But one of the guys that I think is pretty interesting is it's Tyrrell Hatton. He's +125 on DK. But you know me, I like to fade guys. We're going to fade Rory McIlroy. He is -150. I mean, listen, that plus money on Hatton seems really good. One, if you look at Hatton's like stats, like let's say you're a stat guy, listen, you could stroke the Hatton all day long. He's like amazing in all the stats. Also, look at his recent finishes. T3, T12, T15, T5, and T3. Now, I know Rory, T9, T7, T7, but at the end of the day, the guy playing at Hatton's level should not be plus money, especially when Rory McIlroy's out there and Rory continues to choke, seems like he's in shambles. So, and yeah, did Rory get a T9 last week? Yes, but that was at the RBC Canadian Open, where there's not that many good golfers there. So, in the end, Tyrrell Hatton over Rory McIlroy is my pick because it's plus money, +125, which is really tasty on a guy like Rory McIlroy who struggled a ton.
Rory's in contention on Sunday. We're going to see him fold like a cheap chair again. He was tied for the lead going into Sunday last week and shot like 80 or something.
Even on Sunday,
it's hilarious.
You're going to feel live. Like you're going to feel live on Sunday as long as Hatton makes the cut because Rory, we just know he folds like Snyder said.
It's hilarious how quick he folded on Sunday too. Like it wasn't like 15. No, like that motherfucker.
It was the third hole.
Yeah, they're like done, like completely done. As soon as he got to the tough stretch, like he's such a coward, bro.
Riley saying Thigala -140 over Cam Davis. Any crazy thoughts there? I mean, obviously 140 is value as long as you feel like it should be 170. So, I guess value is value. Any thoughts on Cam? I guess not. I know JD. Yeah. And I know JD talking the sucker bet. I'll tell you this: it feels like Koepka's just melted into the market now. Like I don't whether it's value or not value. I don't even think it matters. If he's hot, he's likely going to be very live again Sunday. And if he's not, he might not even make the cut. So either way, I think it's all relevant. But I do think from a matchup perspective, it does make more sense to bet Koepka outrights versus matchups, just because he just feels so volatile, right? I mean. But
he's -140 versus Rory. I think last I seen Brooks is
these majors and him. It's like can't even compute it. It's like I'm sure the analytics nerds look at it like he's barely a top 50 golfer and they lower his metrics in the projections and it's just like how do you even compartmentalize like how he performs in only majors? It's just like super weird, which I guess would make one think it's all motivation, right? Like for why he doesn't even do shit in the other competition. It's so weird.
He had that interview on Barstool Sports when he says when I'm on a regular PGA Tour event, he's like around hole 12, hole 13, I lose interest and just don't give a shit. He's like, I've lost hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars just by just giving up and not giving a shit, which explains why he has more majors than regular events.
It is kind of crazy, and I don't know if we'll ever kind of see a player like that again, where they just do nothing in regular tournaments and then actually win majors at as consistent a level as they can be won, for a player in this day and age. But needless to say, Boys, I think you all did a great job today. I think because of that, you all are going to get your own little segment for final notes. In no specific order. Obviously, Snyder crushed the course preview. Mangone fought with technology issues and still did well. And Kurt, I want to say, I think this is one of your best shows of the year thus far. So I think a lot of you guys brought good content, and I'm not looking to knob sob you, and don't worry, I'm not looking for a blowjob after the show either. But kudos. And I don't give a lot of compliments often, but I felt like you guys provided good info. Comment, the chat also. You guys are an MVP too. You guys were super good with the comments today. Whether whether it was shitting on a player or just saying who you're going to bet, love that. So hopefully we get this kind of traction more often. I know it's only a major this week, and that's why we're getting a few more heads, but hopefully we get a little more traction moving forward with this because we always respond to the comments. For final notes, though, Mangone, I will start with you. Anything you wanna talk about? You can talk about your personal life. You can talk about golf if you'd like, but you're not handcuffed to talk about golf. Segment's yours.
I will say my voice is kind of hurting a little bit, so I'll keep it short and sweet. But X-Man wins it. It's just simple. Bet on Xander Schauffele, and I'll give a nice little flex for my man Kurt.
Yeah. Kurt, we'll kick it to you then. Final notes, things you're looking forward to this week. Anything crazy going on in the personal life? How's the Tinder scene? Blada, blada, blada.
I've actually been pretty low key lately. Definitely going to continue that this weekend. I got a date on Sunday, so got to get that out of the way and kind of get back before. That's cool about the late start though. So I'll be able to do my brunch thing, and we'll go to a museum, and then I'll be able to get time back in time before like the late guys probably even tee off possibly. So that's cool at the perk of having it out in LA. I think this is a very unique setup. I'm excited. It's a beautiful course. You'll be able to see like Beverly Hills in the background. Then you get the city. Super cool. Very excited for it. We'll be watching way too much of it. I should probably get a live, but I'm excited for it. Hope everyone has a great time. And I hope we get can we get a Run Pure Million Maker winner, please? I want it. I need it. Let's get 2 or 3 of them things. 2 this week. Let's get 2 for 2 Run Pure. How about that?
Good stuff, Kurt. I hope you enjoy the date, the museum, the whole bit on Sunday. Enjoy it. Snyder, on your end, obviously the Soldiers, folks that haven't checked it out, go ahead and follow Snyder at Snyder210. Check out his Soldiers. Make sure you follow him as well. Notice how I didn't say to follow Mangone or Kurt. LOL. But Snyder, for final notes, entertain us. What do you got?
Yeah, I've got all the content up on the site there, the playbook, the cash chart, the core plays, the round 1 showdown will be up here soon as well. And then we'll have showdown content. There's going to be some really good contests for showdown going forward for the major rounds 2, 3, and 4. We're going to have that up. We're going to have the shows for all those days as well. I'll be on the show tomorrow and Saturday. And just looking forward to this event. I like to see some of these golfers get humbled at times. I think we're going to see some big numbers out there. If you get into some of these waste areas like those Barracanas or whatever, there's doubles and triples lurking out there. So it should be a fun event.
And guys, we have a private show tonight for this major.
I was already at 3 Eastern. They already did it.
Did it nice and early. So yes, if you're a member, obviously catch that. If you are going to become a member tonight, you will be able to catch the playback of that. So yes, head over to rubpuresports.com, see what we're about. Also, like the video, folks. We're not asking you for blood here. Just go ahead and like the video and appreciate you guys all in the chat. Appreciate you 3, Snyder, Kurt, Mangone. Great stuff all around. So yes, all that said, gamble responsibly, folks. Stay safe. And as always, run pure. We'll be back next week.